Alright. Just got done with my match and another Yummy League match. This decided to break out. So we're going to go ahead and take a recording of that while we're up and around here. So we have EricF. Seen him before. I believe he's the originator of the Oni guide, if I remember correctly. I think. I'm not 100% on that. Maybe I have to make sure before I make a fool of myself. But he's definitely been around a while. I've seen him in a couple different capacities, a couple different characters. I think some person, Oni, some other such things. I recognize the name. GinnAzoh, I've seen around. I don't know him as well. But obviously he's thinking, oh, wow, Grave Jania. Okay, this is gonna get it's gonna get messy, I think. Don't play my Tori. Nice. So big things here. We have teapots on one side. We have recursion on the other side. Kind of a relentless attack that with Jaina that can recur her attack cards by paying a life toll. Unfortunately, it's going against a character who has very solid blocks and can draw extra from Know Your Opponent. So, oof. Totals to well, she has that though. She does have some anti-block in the sense of she has a lot of chip damage that she can use. And there's that Burning Vigor I was just talking about to recur. So it gets hits with the Haidug in the start and tries to punish with some chip, but gets hit for it. Some interesting speeds in this match. Now, I don't know Jania as well, but I think there's a 2.2 if I'm right. Okay, the K is 2.4, which matches the J. Her Q is unfortunately slower than his Q at 0.2 versus 0.0. As far as supers go, we have 0.02, which is going to be the fastest super of the two, and her single ace is also faster than his ace. So there are definitely some interesting speeds here. And there's that block off the king. King, from what little I know about Jaina's, king's a good one to recurse. You can kind of stack them up. It's a really good speed at 2.4, although I don't think it's a great speed in this matchup. All three faces beats it with the Jack clashing with it and then the other two beating it cleanly. So I'm not sure it's a good one to keep around. Going through the safe block there to somewhat beat the Know Your Opponent. I'm still looking up to find out whether or not I was right about EricF's guide there. Just some block action going on there. Yeah, I was right. Okay, so the original Oni guide is from EricF, so I don't have to feel so silly. Anyway. There's that Q. Interesting 3-poke. I guess I was looking to poke out a throw there. Red throw and didn't quite get it. Spending a lot on Burning Vigor. I understand that sometimes you want to get down to the third 5 life, but that's a little dangerous against Grave. You get down to third 5 life, you can start recursing your Qs and As, and you get hit with teapots and you're just dead. So I really don't know about that recursion of the 3. Found herself a Smoldering Embers, wants to get it out of her hand. Unfortunately, he chose that turn to also throw. Also, note on the recursion for Jaina is that the recursion for only works if you've attacked. If you did not reveal an attack, you don't get to recurse. There's a good throw. This is a nice 9 throw. So the first good combat win for GinnAzoh. Into a nice straight combo. So trying to make up some time here. Now, ace is pretty decent. It's a 0.8 speed. It's 10 damage. It's also a good ender with AA, does 18 damage. So it could be another combo ender should get it. Looks like Unstable Power was played. So expect a 6 here, I think. No, went for the 3. Grave went for the safe block. And it's going to switch it around to make sure that we don't get known your opponent. And she's going to take 7 damage for not getting a hit. Unfortunately, with Unstable Power, unless you have the 6 for the cross-up, or you just go ahead and take 7 and use the cross-up from it, most people are just going to sit and block there. I think you have to be willing to throw, even if you don't have the 6. By the way, the 6 has, for those who don't know, has an attack on one side, a throw on the other side, a pumpable throw on the other side. Looks like try to get another Smoldering Embers in the yard to cause some damage. But works as a block here. So on the Unstable Power, if you use a 6, you use it with the attack side, so now you got attack and the throw, which covers a lot more bases than the other attacks in her arsenal, which go dodge attack. So, but I think you have to be willing to throw out just the flat throw. All right, gets undercut with the Q. I'm gonna take another 10, and she's now in the range here. This is where some Jania players actually stop recursing the other cards and will curse only Qs and As. Again, I'm not sure about the recursion of the king at all at any point in this particular matchup, given that it doesn't beat anything really except for the 2 from Grave. I understand the wantingness to kind of stack it up and deal a lot of damage, but it's not really going to happen very often unless you get it off a dodge, so it's probably not worth it. Probably not worth trying to get Smoldering Embers in the yard either at this point, especially at 31 life, because it's not going to take much for Grave to get you down. In fact, it's going to be 1 ace hit at this point to end, so... EricF playing pretty much a pretty standard Grave here. There's not really much going on. That's kind of an interesting exchange. Although I don't know what else he's going to use use the counter on, so might as well. And I get the free 180. Used to be a much more powerful card. You can 180. You could just play it and 180 anything. So. Taking a dodge text there, taking 2 damage. 4 damage actually. The other Smoldering Embers is in there too, so. But he's got plenty of life total, so you can see more yeah. Not a problem with him taking 4 more damage. Unfortunately, Smoldering Embers is a little bit of an annoyance, I think, when playing against Jania. Especially if there's multiple in the yard, it just takes a while. No Joker, and that's game 1. I like to see Jen either switch it up here or going to continue to play Jania, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with playing mono characters, I think, in Yomi League. Yomi League is a great way to be able to get good competitive practice with a particular character. It's good for when you're getting in those double elimination tournaments. Having a solid character to work with and worry about the kind of pick rotation here. Pretty standard opening by EricF with the Hadouken into a block, recursing that Jack, getting 3 chip, and preventing a draw. Ooh, 2 Jokers this time. And Embers, which we'll probably see out pretty fast. Her J, which will probably get played at some point. He's probably going to stick around. Yeah, definitely it doesn't help when you don't draw any Jokers. The only thing I can say about that, if you don't draw your Jokers, is just don't lose combat. Easier said than done, I guess. It's a tough matchup, I think. It's just the way Grave's built is built to handle the sisters pretty well, so. Okay, try to go for some chip. Not a bad thought given the hand size, but he's shown that he's going to be pretty aggressive here and use the speed advantage. Good news is that Jack is out of there. Got it in there for 8 damage. And good starter. Good combat. It's going to go ahead and pick up all those. 17 to 9 damage. I think maybe I just don't know Jania well enough, but that seems like just too much damage. I can understand keeping the Jack, but letting the 4-5 go is probably not a bad idea. 4 or 5 really isn't going to do much unless you're going to get throws in. You know, you can use them for cross-ups, but that's about it. I guess you can use it for follow-ups as well. But seeing a lot of usage of the slow side, the starter side of the J. Which I can understand. The 2.6 is the other side, so I can see a lot of that side either just because it's too slow in this matchup. So you might as well throw the starter. But you really aren't going to be a poke or a block. Not poke, excuse me, a throw or a block with it. And Eric's not showing a lot of throws. He's showing a pretty standard mix in so far. I mean, Grave doesn't have a lot of them, and 2 of them are on abilities, so it's not known to being a throw master. Although he goes for 1 here. Scooping up the 10. There's a smoldering under the yard. All right. I like the bluff there. Saves the 2 jokers he already knows is there. Doesn't get a follow up, so he saves a little life total. Yeah, a decent card size. There's equal card size, so there's nothing wrong with that. The one thing nice about Jania's recursion is she keeps her hand size fairly, very large with good, a good assortment of attacks. And she does have 1 extra throw in the matchup, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it has the 6th throw, which is slower. It's not. It's 8.6 speed, so it's the same as the 8. So it's not like it goes faster, but. Applies the cross up. Saves some extra damage again with the bluff. I would be surprised if the next one is a bluff. The next time a combo could be hit. Good throw. Gets the smoldering embers in and gets some damage. Ooh, finds the letter J. 30 damage. That's the first significant combat other than the 2 straights. So it was a very good hit for Jin there. Off the tennis of throws. Jin is willing to roll out there, just get that smoldering embers in there. So there's 2 in yards. So those dodges with the life totals being the way they are is no joke. Showing the 2 dodge of the 2 attack. Jin electing to recur the 3. Guessing has not found A2, so that looks to be one of his faster attacks. Kind of a dangerous reveal here. Yep. Eric going for the cross up with the throw. Yeah. Like I said, I expected the next one to be a Joker. Especially with the hand size now starting to dwindle. Looking to try to get 2 extra cards. That was a particular turn. You might have been okay with just letting it go, taking a little extra damage, maybe getting yourself down to 35. Start recurring queens and aces. But Eric threatening teapots here. So it's definitely going to put the pressure on Jin. Good cross up. This is an unstable power. Yep. Oh, oh, wow. Wow. I was right. You didn't use the second Joker, right? That was a Joker bluff. And he just said, that's a bluff. Like, no hesitation. I may have to review the footage because I may be looking like an idiot right now that he did actually put out both Jokers. Although, given there was no GG or comment, I think I think there might be some salt going on. Deciding to bluff there, and Eric got completely just saying, "Yep, that's a bluff." 45 damage. He might not have cared either because he might have had a way to get those aces back, or maybe had the 4th ace only need to, something grave silly like that. Yeah, today's cast brought to you by Coke Zero Vanilla. I like me my Coke Zero. Jay poking out the throw. I'd like to see Jania just be a little bit less copious with the Burning Vigor. I think in this matchup you have to be. You got to pick your spots and you got to pick the right cards, and I don't think that's happened yet. Although he's had some had a couple really big combats. Raw ace. Beating out the 2. The 2 is one I'd like to see him bring that one back. And 2 is a very good card to keep. Strangely, I like it better than the king because at least you can dodge with it. The king, you really can't do much with it. And again, it only beats his 2. Again, I get completely wrong in that. Any Jina player can just tell me how wrong I am. I do not. I just know how the character works. I don't know any good strategies for it. But getting a 7 there, I'd like to see the cross up. Maybe like a 3, because he knows the 2's there. Actually, go ahead and throw the 2 here, because him knowing that the okay, even better. Sniff that one out. I see. I would have gone for the cross up, and I would have been wrong. I would have taken 10. Chance to knock him down. Got rid of a uppercut there. All right, let's gonna go ahead and power up for some aces here, or at least one ace. Gotta imagine there's another one in there. He's threatening a letter J under, possibly something to undercut an ace. He may play the ace here. I know there's a wantiness to wait for 35. Maybe okay here. There's still a lot of life left though. I think it just maybe hold it on as an ender. Try to go for a throw, hoping that he was gonna block, but gets poked out by the king. EricF deciding how to end this. Sticks with just decay. Okay. Damage was done. He still back up. Figured that was good enough. Oh, we're gonna get a look at Jania's hand. Yep, we got the 2 aces, the smoldering, the 6s. Be nice if that unstable power was around. We got 3. Unfortunately, that's a good look at a very slow hand. 7 throws and aces and all sorts of stuff beats that hand. So, you don't need to guess right on when to block and when to try to beat some naked aces here with her aces. All right, good block, good start. Getting a chance to get a couple cards, improve that hand quality a bit. Nice, undercuts to 2. I think given the life tools, you could be willing to throw out some. Although, remembering what was in the hand, it wasn't much. I think if you're going to go ahead and stick out that set, well, having the other 6 in hand wasn't a big risk to throw that out there, even if it was a joker. So, I like it. I think that play's fine. I think there's nothing wrong with that play. That was pretty good, actually. I'm usually against face downs. I'm either an all or nothing. I'm either going to get my damage in or whatever. I do sometimes hedge it, especially if I'm going to just throw or, you know, or I play a lot of grapplers, so I don't have a lot of CPs anyway, so it's just like, okay, I threw, so I'll throw the extra card on top. That's 1 card. Not a big deal. Yep, looks like EricF came up and down for a minute there. That was a little funky. I think Jin's got to still play a little bit defensive until this hand gets a little better. The king play was really good. I did like the king play. I don't know about buying back the 6. He already had another 6. You can feel free to release that. It's not like you've lost any options from doing it. I guess you have a power up option, but all right, Garrick finding a block on that one. Might be changing my mind a little bit on the buyback of the kings. I think life total is still going to play a little bit more, whether or not you're going to want to really buy that back or not, but I'm liking it a little bit more. It's still not the best, unfortunately. I don't know. I'm not agreeing here with the running it out here every time. It was a fairly safe move. Especially if it was going to play know your opponent. Fairly normal there. So, fortunately, he did get a Q, and it looks like a threatening of teapots. So, Jin's going to have to be very, very careful. And Eric's going to look to see what the hand has, to see what he needs to play around. Looks like we added a jack. We knew about the king. 2's in the hand now. Couple smoldering embers. I would not suggest playing either one of those. Maybe as a block, but I'm gonna get thrown, I think. It's a very tenuous position for Jin. This is where Grave is really, really strong, is the second half here, when you can threaten teapots and Qs. Really, really hard. You have to play somewhat defensive, and if you don't have anything to really do off that defense, it can be really difficult to play. and he's going to throw you for it a lot of times too with that cross up. So then you're left guessing, do I attack and possibly lose to teapots, or this is a pretty big discussion about Grave in general on the forums lately. But I think it's just a resurgence of him. And nice. Good call. Good, see? Again, I just said don't play the Smalling Embers, and he went in and did it, but he caught a dodge for him, so it was a good read on his part. I like to see ace here. Might as well get the damage in knowing you have the damage. Although it looks to be like wants to keep ace for defense against teapots, which is not a bad idea either. At 0.2 speed, it will beat a teapots. Good block with the other Smoldering Embers. Really playing the first 2 rounds of the gauntlet here. Guess it's because he's somewhat of a Riker ball, but I'm not as really familiar with it. I've heard the term a bunch. I think I know what it means, but I'm probably using it wrong anyway. Plus it's Grave, and I don't... Oh, goodness. The Q undercut. I think that Q was meant to catch the teapots. I'm going to take advantage of the under 35 life recursion. I wouldn't be surprised to start seeing those aces come out singleton now. No need to really teapots it up here. Just utilize that 1.0 speed, or a good follow up after a throw. In fact, we might see a throw here. I think Jin's got to keep up the... I think he's got to try to be aggressive here. Eric might know that too, so he might play against it, but yeah, there's the throw. I don't think he'll follow up with an ace here. I think if he does follow up, he'll follow up with something else, but it's not going to be an ace. I don't see the need for it now with the face down. He can follow it up, but oh, he did. That was a pure read decision. I like the balls. Tactically, really didn't need to be there. But I guess one card versus, one card for 12 points versus an ace, or versus a joker. Yeah, that's gonna be game. Again, I'm not sure about the Smalling Embers at this point. There's just too many things to get outsped by and get poked out. But again, I'm not a Jania player. What the hell will I know? But good games, guys. Okay, he said the same thing too. Stop using that damn 10 throw. I think it's fine early. I think if you get a 10 throw, try to get those embers in there. It's 5 foot the crash just by using 10 throw. Yeah, it's fine early. Roll them out there early if you have them early. If they come in later, you really got to have a good... You still got to have a really good read because... and later on in the game, too, the damage from the Smoldering Embers isn't going to be that great. Like in the case here, when it's 39 to... let's say it's the 20-some mark, because I think it was at 27 the first time he threw it. The damage from the Smoldering Embers really isn't going to come into play much. At this point in the game, I don't think Graves are really looking to dodge it very often. I think it's going to be throws and mix-ups to those throws and possible hit confirms into teapots or throws into naked aces or something jack or, I don't know how much dodge is in that range. Yeah, and the problem overall with the 10 throws is that what I was going to get to is, right, all the throws are going to get beaten by other throws, and then you're also going to get beat by all the other attacks too. It's fine when you don't have a good option, but you feel like a throw is like if you got the read where it's like, okay, they're going to the really range is block or dodge here. 10 throw, fine. It's you have to kind of look at it from the fact that there's so many more options that beat you with it if you 10 throw. Again, it's not to say you shouldn't do it. There are definitely times to do it. It definitely should be doing it that often. I know there's that wantingness to get the embers in there, but it probably isn't the way to go, especially in mid to late game. Yeah, that guy's getting good advice. You bluff with them. 6 pump, we'll get them Q pump. You know, there are ways to get them in the yard other than just playing the 10. Playing as a block too. You know, if you get run and you get thrown, well, now it's in the yard for yourself too. You know, so you just gotta be very careful with those 10s. So I just Eric, very good Grave play, very standard in the sense of the way he played it. Grave's very strong. There's no two ways about it, especially when you can threaten that teapots and you have access to cues and you have throws in your hand. You've got a great mix-up that if you're wrong, you're going to take 45, and a lot of times that could be your game right there. So just got to be careful of it. But good games, guys. Good luck for the rest of the season for you too, and I'll catch you all later.